Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, guys, it's just been published an hour ago. In the Independent, the US stocks suffer the biggest fall in 2 years as the Dow Jones plummets 666 points. You know the relevance of the number 666. They're communicating to their uh, um, fraternity. 666 represents man vibrating on a bestial level. It's also the number of the Antichrist. I've certainly explored that point and discussed very specifically that they will bring about a global economic collapse deliberately and by design, and this will then lend into a World War III, which will then lend into a false extraterrestrial contact. Now, I want you to take a look at the following, and you'll see exactly where I'm going with this. I've told you about this being encrypted. Helio representing the sun. They believe in sun worship. Sun worship would represent Ra. Ra symbolically represents the Antichrist, Dajjal, Lanatullahi alayhi. Fant means an infant, a young child. This is an eclipse, and again, we'll talk about that some other time. Really don't have the time for this particular vlog to go into that in any sort of detail. At any rate, what I want you guys to see is this. And just bear with me, I'm going to make this very quick, inshallah ta'ala. But what I will say is remove your money from your banks and invest it into gold and silver now, today, subhanAllah. It's happened, they're starting it, and it's staged. Please understand that. Right, beloved ulama ikram should be able to recognize this individual. You'll notice also that there's a pyramid pointing down, which is as below. They believe in as above, as below. It's what you'll see Donald Trump doing, the hand gestures with his hands. He'll create a pyramid gesture and he'll point down towards the earth. This is something that the Jewish high priests use symbolically in very old paintings. I'm pretty sure I've shared that with you guys on the science distribution list. I want you to very quickly see this. If you see this individual, if you still don't recognize him, then here you go. It's Pharaoh. It's an animation of him, right? This animation I have certainly recommended to our beloved ulama ikram. It was published in 2012. I've certainly recommended to our beloved ulama ikram to watch it, and that it's steeped and encrypted with occult symbolism and their certain intentions that they have. Now just bear with me and I'll run you through this very quickly. This is the sequence of events that they have in mind. Markets plunging. Yeah, this is the word markets. Just bear with me. The S&P 500. Markets plunging. War coverage. So war would follow, right? These are the jets. This is the Blue Mosque in Istanbul. You recognize the trees over here. It's also on an island. Now, at the bottom, you'll notice the old city. This is the new city. That's the Blue Mosque. This is the bridge, right? And it's just been bombed. And then you've got other missiles coming out, which basically means that they're reacting to it. And this is going to lend us into a world war. This is why I've been maintaining. And if you see this happening, 3 jets, military jets, most likely from the States, will attack the Blue Mosque. If you see this happening, understand that Erdogan is not with us. It's part of this whole script. Hence why he sent his military guys, and you saw the number 666 over there as well in the foreground, whilst he was informing the citizens of his country that they were about to invade Syria and attack the Kurds. That's an excuse for America to respond. They want this to look very organic so that they can lull the Ummah into believing that this is in fact a event that's occurring as a reaction from a particular action, right? It's part of this whole Hegelian dialectic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect and guide us. Now very quickly I'm just going to take you somewhere else, which is Zero Hedge. Okay, just very quickly. You also would have seen uranium before the market's plunging. I've covered it on the channel. Let me take you to the channel. It's even better. Here you go, timelines. This was uploaded yesterday, by the way, right? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay guys, we're quickly going to go through the timelines now. I really don't have the patience to run pause this. It's a frame that moves quite fast, but the word uranium whizzes across the eye. So that seems to be the initial stages of the countdown to what we understand to be guiding the globe into a war. So let's look at the timelines now. Uranium scandal, that seems to be coming to a head right now as we speak. This is the 1st of February, and Donald Trump is vowing to release the memo which implicates Obama and Hillary Clinton's role in the uranium scandal with Russia, apparently supplying uranium to Russia under the radar. Again, all of this is scripted, so understand that, but we're being played here, so all of humanity is being played into this and into believing that these are real events that actually occurred, but it was scripted, all right? They didn't just happen organically. Moving on, then what we've got very quickly is the markets plunge, right? The stock markets plunge. Now let's look at the timeline and see whether we're actually we're in that timeline or not. Let's take a look very quickly. Okay, Canadian. Here you go. So what we've got right now as we speak, and this is again the 1st of February, is stocks, bonds, dollars, and Bitcoin are plunging, right? So the timeline seems to fit quite well over here. Now, this would be followed by the stock markets plunging, and they will plunge completely. Okay, now very quickly I'll take you to just another vlog. Like I said, there's only so many things I can share with our beloved ulama ikram. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, so I don't, but this is again something else that was posted on the 1st of February, as you can see the timeline over here, and I'll let you watch it very quickly. Okay guys, this is an article. I want to just draw your attention to it. It was published on the 23rd of July in 2016, muslimmatters.org. It was concerning the coup now, which happened in Turkey. There was a huge hoo-ha about it at the time and a great buzz. Instinctively I felt and didn't make any bones about it. I made it actually quite clear that this was a staged event, despite it being contrary to popular opinion and, subhanAllah, considerable scholarly opinion. In fact, to this day, I believe and understand that a lot of mashallah, respected ulama ikram certainly side with Erdogan and believe, and they have, alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah, husn dhan of this individual, as we all should do. We should always have the best of expectations and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Sadly, I don't see the world through the same kind of binoculars as you probably have come to learn, as most do. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And I'm still resolute in my position. At any rate, this article was published in 2016, and again it's about the coup, and it's very pro-Erdogan. And then, as you'd expect, because the sentiments of the Muslims were certainly excited by this incident as it happened globally, it garnered a lot of reaction as well. And there was about 46 comments being made on this particular article. Moving down, I responded on the 25th of July 2016, and my response was thus: antithesis, Turkey, Iran, China, Russia, North Korea, Ash-Sham, which basically means Jordan, Syria, neighboring countries that surround, which is Egypt also, that surround Israel. And then the thesis would be Europe, UK, Canada, America, Australia, Japan, India, Brazil, Israel, and other lesser countries who are allied with them. The two sides you see above are being drawn out through conditions being brought about by design. In some instances, the leaders of the country of concern are in on it. For the most part, we hypothesize that most leaders on both sides sleep in the same bed together.
The harvest are the people and citizens of the world, respectively, the ones they lead in their country. These two sides are being drawn out by certain satanic powers for an impending war, WW3. Most of it is scripted. This was added, and you can see the timestamp here. And again, I've not changed my position with regards to it. This was posted on the 25th of July in 2016. And we've seen, since then, incrementally, we've seen these sides mentioned in the antithesis and the thesis being drawn out quite clearly. And then I guess, synthesis is the clash of these two opposing forces in a global war. And again, we're seeing all of that happening. I guess we're literally on the cusp of that. But it just, I guess, came to mind, and I thought I'd share it and archive it, maybe, perhaps. Anyway, Jazakallah khair wa sallallahu jaza for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.